etc. It's Sunday, so it's time to make my video. So my progress so far this week has been moderate. I'm on page 143. I believe my goal was to be done with page 146 by today. However, it's been a busy week. I had a friend in from out of town, so I went out with her 2 nights this week. And one of those nights I got really sick all of a sudden, so I came home and went straight to bed. And then the other night was just a really late night. And then on one day this week, I believe it was Thursday, which is a day I usually get quite a bit of editing done. I actually picked up my nephew, who is one of my favorite people. So I'm gonna insert some video here of him being the weirdo that he is and why I didn't get any work done that day, and I don't even feel bad about it. So I hope you enjoy it. So here it is.
Be quiet. Raptors.
Ah! 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 He's a raptor! Oh! Ah! 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 That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex! I killed T-Rex!
I don't think that's what happened.
Jaws roller coaster and fall down.
That's what he picked. I didn't do it. You really are quite something, you know that?
You jerk face. Oh, sorry, my fault. Bad girl, you're in big trouble. You are grounded. That was naughty. Oh, Reshoot. That was very good.
Right? I hope you enjoyed that. That's Jacob. He's my nephew, and he's hilarious in every way. So I really enjoy hanging out with him. So I was really happy to see him. I used to live with him, and it's been a long time since we've hung out. So I had a really good time. So sorry about not finishing more stuff, but I don't actually feel that bad about it. So anyway, yeah, I'm on page 143. Page 147 is where chapter 8 starts. So hopefully I can pick that up and get moving. So this is the chunk I'm carrying around with me right now, which I don't know how well you guys can see that. Comparing it, sorry. And then I have about the same left after that. I don't carry the whole book around with me because when I do, I end up like dropping it, or it's weighing down my bag for no reason, because I'm not going to ever edit 200 pages in a sitting, so why carry 200 pages with me? Oh, so it is now April, and one of the things I wanted to do was set up some goals. So let's do April goals. I actually haven't planned these ahead of time, so I'm going to kind of write them down as I go so that I don't forget what they are and have to go back and watch my own videos over and over again, because that can get really weird. So the first thing is that I want to finish Hell's Bend. I need to get that done by the end of April. This edit is kind of going slow for me, and I'm not terribly pleased with that, but I need to get movement on it. The second thing would be decide whether I'm going to edit Boys again next, or if I'm going to write something. It's been a while since I've written anything because I've been in editing mode. So it wouldn't be a horrible idea for me to write something. I wasn't ready for Nano this year, for Camp Nano. So that's just not an option right now. But hopefully I will get working on something new soon. But I'm not even sure what I'm going to work on next at this point. So, you know, as I've said before, I don't plan ahead what I'm writing, so it doesn't bother me that I don't know what I'm doing next, but I feel a little more lost than I usually do when I haven't written in a while. So that might either go really well or really badly. I could probably print Boys either way, so I have it sitting around. Sometimes just having the edited copy sitting around is helpful. So, and I have this monster printer behind me that is magical and everything, so I may as well print it out and get it ready to go. So what I wanted to do this week was the author tag, which it took me a minute to find because a lot of people did it, but it's not in everybody's comments, so I'll try to remember to put it down below so that you can do it yourself. I don't really tag people because I don't really know anyone. So, I mean, I guess I'll tag my Carissa friend if she decides she wants to do AuthorTube. She's talked about it a little bit, and I keep trying to nudge her. So let's tag Carissa if she wants to do it. And anyone else who wants to be tagged, please tag yourself. So, here we go. Where's your favorite place to write? My favorite place to write is probably at my desk. I really enjoy writing in faraway places where there's wildlife and stuff, but it's hard to even think about that because it's April and I live in Illinois, so it's about 60 degrees right now, which is difficult for sitting outside writing. I'm hoping in the next 30 days or so that's going to change and I'm going to feel a lot more happy about the whole idea of going outside. But I do really enjoy writing outside. So when I can do that, I like to do that. But most of the time I write right here at my desk. Coffee or tea? Yes, please. I love coffee and tea. I drink probably 12 cups of tea a day. I probably drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day. At one point I was drinking 60 to 80 ounces of coffee a day. So I kind of cut back on that because it is hard on your kidneys, and I did get a kidney stone and it was very uncomfortable. So, I figured I would kind of pull back a little bit and do tea, but I also know that there's side effects from tea too. So I try not to drink the same exact thing over and over again. I buy different kinds of teas and mix them up so that way I'm not just taking in the same exact stuff over and over again, because at some point most things are bad for you when you do them in excess. Favorite book of all time? That's going to be a hard question. I read Stephen King's It literally every year. It is up there as one of my very favorite books, but I also, Of Mice and Men is amazing and spectacular, and I listen to that like once a year, usually an audiobook because it's a very short audiobook and I can do that in like a 2-hour road trip or something. Lord of the Flies is another favorite of mine. So I mean, I have a lot of favorites, but those are probably the 3 that stand out the most to me. NaNoWriMo, yes or no? Yes, when I can. Sometimes I just don't have the time for it. Sometimes I just don't really have anything ready for it. Or if I'm editing at the time, then I don't do it. But yeah, why not? Why not do something that encourages you to write and do things a little differently? Even if you're not successful at NaNoWriMo, you're still doing something that is writing related at that time, and you're still improving yourself. So I don't see any reason to like be negative about it. Genre you would write in if you had no restrictions? I mostly write horror. I don't really have any restrictions. I don't feel like I could have any restrictions from anywhere. You know, I mean, I don't even know who would restrict me. So, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? To teleport. Because I could do a lot of things if I didn't have to travel between them. So that would probably be the best for me. Favorite author? Based on the number of his books I have, I would guess I'd have to say it's Stephen King. I don't know that he's my favorite author. I tend to like more of what he writes. I like horror, and it's very accessible. So I don't know that he's my favorite, but he's probably my favorite. And, you know, I mean, there's a lot of other authors I really like. I really like Chuck Palahniuk. I'm actually looking at my bookcases. That's why I keep looking off into the distance. Yeah, I really like Chuck Palahniuk. You know, and there's a lot of people I'm lukewarm on, and I like some of their stuff, and others I don't. And of course, that's true of Stephen King too, but I'm much more likely to like a Stephen King book than not like it. So I guess that's what I'll go with. What kind of music do you listen to when you write? Sometimes I don't listen to music. Sometimes I listen to like nature sounds. Sometimes I listen to Bad American Idol auditions is a thing that I sometimes listen to when I'm writing. Sometimes I watch a show that is in the tone of what I'm writing that I've seen like 100 times. I have written a lot of stories and stuff to like Haven and American Horror Story and Bates Motel and things like that, and then and Twin Peaks. And because I've seen them so many times, it really does just set a tone, and I'm not actually watching them usually. So it doesn't really interfere with my writing as much as one might think. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? That's a hard question, partly because my answer would be different than my husband's answer, and I wouldn't really go somewhere without my husband. Just because that's why I married him. So I don't know where I would want to be. Probably out east somewhere. I wouldn't mind living in another country, but I don't have my heart set on any particular one. I really don't like where I live now, so a lot of places sound way better than this. So, what do you do when you get writer's block? I don't really think of it as writer's block. Sometimes it's just a little harder to get through some stuff. I just try to stay really focused and don't let myself out of it, and don't let myself make excuses to just not try. Usually that works pretty well. I don't know that I've ever been like writer's blocked like people talk about, where they just like can't make words come out, and that's I'm talkative, so that's not much of a difficulty. Sometimes I write a lot of bullshit, but usually I can write something. So anyway, that should do it for this week. Hopefully by next week I should be done with chapter 8, although I think it's a long chapter, so let's just give me a little leeway there. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. There will also be a subscribe button on one side. It's a little circle. And then there will be a video that you can click on if you haven't seen all the rest of my videos. And then also I will put links to my Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat all below. And if you would like to follow me over there, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I will see you next week, if not before. Have a wonderful week and good writing. Bye! I believe my goal was to be on one page, be done with 1 4.